With Milton as it approaches. This morning, the 5 o'clock advisory keeps Milton as a very destructive Category 5 hurricane. This storm has a core that has just not been phased by any type of shear or dry air back towards the west. And you can see that little wobble yesterday with the eye wall replacement cycle. That was temporary, and now we're seeing that movement off to the northeast at 14. To keep some reference in mind, Ian, when it came over southwest Florida, was moving about 8-9 miles per hour. So as this picks up a little forward speed today, it will move through about twice as fast as Ian did. So we'll get this on shore later on near sunset or later, and then out of here pretty quickly on Thursday. So that's at least one thing that we're thankful for, is we don't have a slow moving major hurricane. The latest forecast nudged ever so slightly off to the north. That doesn't mean a whole lot for us here in southwest Florida. We are still going to see devastating and deadly storm surge across the area. Everyone that needed to be warned or evacuated yesterday, that happened. We still have those hurricane warnings that run from Lee County all the way through the Space Coast, including Orlando. And we're going to be on the right side of circulation here with what is forecast to be a Category 4 at landfall. That puts us on that nicknamed dirty side of the storm. The worst storm surge, the heaviest rain, and indeed we are going to see the shot of tornadoes here. And we've already had our first tornado warning at about 3:15 this morning. Storm surge numbers went up last night. If you haven't seen them yet, we are looking at Ian-like numbers from Boca Grande, including coastal Charlotte County and coastal Sarasota County. Let me make this very clear. If you have not evacuated the coastline of Charlotte and Sarasota County, you have to leave immediately. This is unsurvivable. Even if you were to somehow survive 15 feet of storm surge, you're going to be cut off from help for potentially days. No running water, no electricity, and first responders with all the debris not going to be able to get to you. 8 to 12 feet, even for Charlotte Harbor, Lee County, all the way down towards Bonita Beach. Not quite up to Ian levels, but we are going to see first floors of buildings underwater once again, 5 to 8 as you work your way to the south. On top of the storm surge, we have the heavy rain. A flood watch continues until the storm passes. And this morning, what became visible on the Key West radar is the eye of Hurricane Milton. This is quickly going to become a radar event as we track the movement here, and every little wiggle or wobble with the eye as it works its way to the northeast. As a crow flies from Fort Myers, we're looking at about 215 miles offshore. When Helene passed and gave us the storm surge a couple of weeks ago, the center was about 160 as that storm was moving more north-northeast. The rainfall has been pretty heavy here this morning in some areas. As a matter of fact, from Arcadia along 72 back towards Inglewood, we are looking at a really strong thunderstorm. We've got reports from Caitlin Knapp and our crew there with the Storm Fox that they're already seeing some freshwater flooding in Manasota Key. As the storm pulled north, it looked like it was starting to rotate. So you can see along 776 towards Venice, we were watching the potential there of a little rotation. Every little cell to the south, you see this little hint of green and red there. There are water spouts out over the open water. And as this line continues to approach today, we'll watch for those spin-ups. There's a little closer look at that cell near Inglewood. And right now, no official warning, but we will continue to track that. The rain has let off a little bit between Fort Myers and Estero, and even the same thing for Naples. But as this band moves closer here today, that's when we have the potential of those isolated tornadoes, and we are fully expecting a tornado watch box to be issued at some point today.